Welcome in to the Houston Huddle. I am Xavier Houston. That is Simeon Houston. Martin Potts is going to be joining us shortly. We are the Houston Huddle, three voices, every angle behind the headlines. Man, it's been a few weeks since we've been on here, so we got a lot to get into. We've got the entire Charles Bediako situation that is played out. He will not be playing tomorrow against the Ole Miss Rebels. How does Nate Oates and his team respond to this? As well as we'll get into a little mock drafts. Where Ty Simpson going to go? Where's Caden Proctor going to go? You know, the guys that are listed as the first round picks, or could this be the first time since the 2008 draft Alabama does not have a single player drafted in the first round? What does that say about the state of the program? What does that say about the guys that Saban was recruiting at the end? What does that say about Kalen DeBoer and their development? There's a lot of questions that could be answered and asked in that scenario, in that situation that we're going to dig into. We're also going to talk just ball, everything that's been going on lately when it comes to Adrian Clem being the O-line coach, dig a little deeper into that. We'll also talk potentially about some recruiting news that has been floating around. Guys coming for A-Day, guys that Bama signed at the end. Really dig deep into those three guys that signed with National Signing Day, late signing day. I don't know what you want to call it these days, but those guys should be celebrated all in of the same. So we'll get into that and more. Once again, this is the Houston Huddle. What's up, Sam?
What's up? What's up? Glad to be back.
Yeah, good to be back talking some late night ball. Everybody that gets to tune in and listen to us in the morning on the Martin Houston Show, Martin Xavier and Simeon. We appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. And for those who aren't able to listen, we appreciate you all tuning in this evening. This is our podcast. This is what we do that kind of gives us the ability to talk a little deeper in depth for longer periods of time that's not time constrained. So we'll get into that. But Sam, where you want to kick it off with tonight?
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about Alabama hoops. With Charles Bediako being deemed ineligible. I mean, we hit it a good bit on the radio show this morning, but honestly, I was shocked that they ended up denying his preliminary injunction. And so, what does that mean for the basketball team? I feel like Aiden Sherrill has to step up again. I feel like with Bediako on the team, we're actually being able to see him strive and play a more natural position of the face up big that can shoot the three. But he's gonna have to go back into the paint and uh, help a already struggling Alabama team with boards, and so that's my biggest concern. And then got some news about Keaton Bristow, number 10. He hadn't played in
A few weeks.
several. I mean, yeah, several weeks, and apparently his camp is flirting with a medical red shirt, a red shirt, or whatever possibility. So we don't know if he's even going to be able to come back this season at all. So coming down the stretch, this is not the news that us Alabama fans were looking for, but it is something that Coach Oates and staff are going to have to adjust.
Yeah, definitely. And it's Aiden Sherrill having to play a bigger role inside now. It's, you know, getting something out of Noah Williamson. What's the issue with Bridgestow? Getting something out of Taylor Bowen inside. Amari Allen has done a great job. He leads the team in rebounds. He's played himself into first round talks in mock drafts. So he's been good, but he can't. I mean, well, maybe he could be the inside enforcer to a certain degree, but that's a lot to ask for a guy that you want to be able to be a wing defender as well because of his versatility. Here's my opinions on the Charles Bediako thing, though. I myself hate that he's the poster kid for it, and he's viewed that way. But I'm kind of glad it happened. And let me explain why I'm glad it happens. To all you Bama fans, before y'all jump down my throat, there has to be a precedent set. We have to get back to some level of normalcy within college sports. And maybe this is the first step. We talk about Trinidad Chambers, a quarterback from Ole Miss, getting denied. You got the quarterback Joey Aguilar up at Tennessee putting in his TRO to get uh, an eighth year, seventh year if you want to call, because playing JUCO ball they pretty much canceled the 2020 season because of COVID. But at a certain point, man, we got to get past these 25-year-olds playing college football. I'm sorry if your body breaks down on you, your body breaks down on you, and that's unfortunate because you hear that happening to a lot of guys. But there's a linebacker at Miami that's going into his eighth year. P. Fields mentions the Montana player going to his ninth. That is ridiculous. That is insanity. These
Spent
guys
6 years
were,
at USC. He spent 6 years at USC.
I mean, think about it. So that means what? 20, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. He's been playing college football since 2018. We got
He's 26
guys.
in a month.
Trevor Lawrence was a
Same class
freshman,
as Micah Parsons, who's getting ready to enter his 6th year in the NFL.
and this is the guy you came in with. You came in with guys like Trevor Lawrence and Micah Parsons, guys like that. Jalen Waddle. Those are your contemporaries. We got to do better. We got to we got to figure out a way that removes old men from playing college sports. We have to.
Yeah,
We have
and
to.
see, the thing about it is NIL has only made this worse in my
Yes.
opinion, because now these guys are making more money than they would in the G League. Charles Bediako, I'm not saying that's the only reason why he came back, but you can that was a reason. James Nanji, and the list goes on about those guys that are wanting more money. I mean, and that's just what it is. But also, these guys are so much older than the average 18-year-old. I mean, I understand Ryan Williams just turned 19. I think it was yesterday or the day before.
Mm-hmm.
Just think about those guys lining up on the same field. Ryan is 19 years old in his third year. That guy's in his ninth year at 26.
Right. That doesn't make sense.
This is not the
It's
NFL
stupid.
where you can play for 15 years and you're 15 years older than the rookie. No, I mean, this is college is 5 years. You should 5 years to
Right.
play for, or
and
or
Jacob
whatever it
and
is.
Jacob Powell said, "How are they allowing him to get that many years?" Some guy. To me, it doesn't make sense because when I was coming through, I remember hearing, and at the age of going to college and things, you heard of guys getting a sixth year.
Yeah,
You know, you redshirted, you played your redshirt freshman year, redshirt sophomore year, redshirt junior year, you blow your knee out, tear your ACL, you miss your redshirt junior year, you come back, you play next year, and then you got to apply, and you might have gotten a sixth year, and a lot of those guys were denied. But now we're doubling up. At 20, my baby sister, your older sister, is going to be 26 years old this year. She has gone to college, graduated,
got 2 degrees.
went and got her master's, has been out another year working. And this is a guy that's going into his ninth year that graduated high school a year before she did. The guy in Miami graduated high school the same year as she did. Joey Aguilar, same year that she did. It doesn't make sense that you're seeing guys get as many years as they're getting. And getting back to the point of Charles Bediako made a decision to come, and it's not fair. It is absolutely not fair that if you don't take the option, you get the option to come back. But it doesn't make sense to continue to allow you to do this the way that they've been doing it. 6
Yeah,
years. I'll give you one extra year. All the COVID guys, they got an extra year, all that stuff. 6 years if you have a serious injury. You shouldn't get 6 years because, sorry, dog, you weren't good enough coming out of high school to go D1. You had to go to
yeah.
JUCO and get it out the mud, like a lot of guys have. And they had to do it in 4 years,
That's
5 years,
part of their,
whatever it is.
that's part of their story, and that's I mean that's just what it is. It's part of their story and their journey. And imagine all these other guys that could have benefited from an extra year, not even just a fourth year, a fifth year, sixth. I mean, and I
If you're
guess
coming
like
back for year 7, year 8, sorry, dog, the NFL ain't it for you. But you're trying to get paid one more year instead of going out there.
yeah,
Indeed. Get on Indeed.
LinkedIn. You should have
Something.
during your college classes. They should have got you hooked up on LinkedIn. You your LinkedIn should be looking real pretty by the time you're in your sixth or seventh year in college. I mean, you should have almost 3 degrees by that point.
Exactly. It makes no sense to me, man. And Jacob says it's supposed to be you have 5 years to get 4 years of eligibility. If you go to JUCO, that's your decision. Just because you're not good enough to play Division 1, those JUCO years need to count. I hate, even though Alabama benefited from it, I hate that Diego Pavia filed what he filed because that's allowing Joey Aguilar to file what he's trying to argue this year.
Yep,
I hate it. There needs to be regulations brought back in to it. There has to be.
yeah. If there's not if there's not any regulations brought back into it, there will be this will be a continuing thing forever. And I don't know if the NCAA has enough power with the way it's set up right now to make this change. Because in every situation, there are so many different. It's
Variables.
never consistent. It's never consistent. Even with this Bediako situation, hadn't been consistent. And I hate
No.
it for Bediako because it would have benefited Alabama. But in every other, there's gonna be guys who try it again and again and again and again, and eventually one or two of them are probably going to get approved because of whatever reason they give the NCAA. And I feel like at this point
It,
the NCAA needs to. I don't. I have no idea how to
four,
get this thing.
4 and 5. You know what? Bump it. Make it 5 for 5. You can play 5 years.
Yeah.
And just call it a day. You get 5 years for football. You get 3. You can't go into after 3 years post high school, and then you get 2 more opportunities after that. Call it a day.
At this
But there's
point,
no
let
reason
them.
why guys that
Let them. Go ahead.
there's no reason a guy that was in college when you see guys like Ryan Williams who was 11
Yeah.
or Xavier Crowell who was 6 are still playing.
Yeah.
I get they came out a year early, but Ryan would still be a sophomore in college if he didn't come out early.
Right.
Hey, the
What's up?
OG
What's
has
up?
joined. What's up? Hey,
What's up? What's up?
we've been getting into the Charles Bediako thing and just kind of
Cutting up a
expounding
little.
on that. How you're seeing other athletes get approved, and then like kind of talking more about the football side of things, where you're seeing guys getting 7, 8, 9 years to play. We're talking about the guy that Simeon showed us earlier from Montana, how he was in Solomon Tuli Pupu is in his going into his ninth year. He was in college playing when a year before Morgan graduated.
Well, they don't know who Morgan is, but they know who
Well, we,
I
we, we,
Brown
we said
is.
we said earlier.
I wasn't even driving when he his freshman year.
Yeah. I mean, what was it? The Armand Brown, or whatever, Saint Brown. Uh, they came out the same year, and that guy's been in the
Trevor
pros.
Lawrence, Micah Parson. These are the guys that his last name is spelled Tuliapupu.
Poo
Somebody
poo.
tell me how to pronounce it. That's
All
what it
I can
sounded
say
like to
is,
me.
I looked at it, and it was like I get the kid was hurt, but you can't just. I mean, that's just life, unfortunately.
That's what we were
And
saying. Hey, unfortunately, that's how it happens sometimes.
but the thing about it is, he had 4 years of injuries. Then he had 1 year of playing, 2 years of playing, an injury, and a fourth year of playing. So it's not like he didn't get 4 years. The last 4 years, three of them he played. Well, for me, I didn't play 1 year as a freshman, so should I get that year back? I mean, there's a lot of guys who went, and I'm gonna tell you, when I looked at it, it was like it took him. It seems like he had an injury every year, but he had injuries that he didn't get better for a whole year. It was like he'd get hurt in the summer, and then he wouldn't be ready when the season started the next year.
He started in college in 2018, and just looking at it, he didn't play from 2018 through 2021.
That is insane.
Then he played in 22, didn't play in 23, played 24, 25. And remember, he was already given an extra year because of COVID
And medical.
and medical.
That
Well, he has gotten two. There have been two classes that have come in and graduated since he started. You got when he came in at 18 to
Two
20,
classes. He's had
two,
four.
two 4-year classes. 18 to 22, his class, and then when all those guys were seniors was in 21, they finished, and then you have the 22 class to through 25. Ty, put it in perspective. He should have, if he redshirted with a red shirt, he should have been a senior when Ty Simpson was a true freshman.
Yeah, I mean, it's
And Ty
it,
has played 4 years and left, and he's coming back.
yeah. I mean, it's like I said, it's stupidity at its best. But that old horse, I hear him over there uh, taking his last breath. What else we got?
No, so well, your thoughts on the Betty Yako thing, like to dig deep on how you feel. Me and Simeon are giving our opinion. I said I'm happy about it because I feel like it can set a precedent, even though it's still a whole bunch of different directions to cheat the system in a way. But maybe this is what gets the ball rolling on closing this door and that door, so college sports gets back to being college sports.
It's never going to get back to being college sports with the people who are in charge. You can't. They have no leadership standard. They have no. I mean, there's no leadership standard in terms of consistency, because the Bediako case is just of all of the cases, this is the one that they told no. There may be some others. I don't know. Maybe there's others that they've told no, but they've said yes on so many things that seem to conflict. The college football, as we know it, is only it's not gonna get better unless something drastic happens. It's only going to get worse. You cannot continue to like we talked about Bediako today. And then before we got off the air good, and I got up out of my chair, Simeon sent the thing about this kid that's getting his 9th year. And as Jacob Powell said, he drawing NIL, Social Security, and Medicare all at the same time. Somebody said that he was still getting recruited because they were recruiting his son and they were trying to get a twofer. But anyway, but
that's good.
P. Phil's asking about what do you think about Sankey taking a position on Bediako and not Chambliss or Aguilar? Listen, I spoke to someone, I talked to someone, and they were talking, and they were on another platform, and they made the statement. They asked the question, do you think why would Alabama play Bediako without getting Sankey's buy-in? Like, do any of us think that the University of Alabama did this renegade? Like, did the University of Alabama say, screw SEC office, we're not going to ask him anything, and we're just going to play him? Or do you think they asked him? Which one do you think? Do you think Greg Sankey was asked before this ever happened, or Alabama went it renegade?
I don't think
he
it was
knew.
renegade. I don't know if they asked.
Knowing and asking is two different. I'm saying, do you think they asked him?
Oh, asked? Asked? I don't know. Did he know already? Absolutely.
So they asked him. They didn't do this without asking him. Okay.
What did he say? Because I've heard people bring it. I haven't seen what he said.
He didn't really say anything. So by not saying anything, he was saying yes, but keeping himself what?
Out of it.
CYA. All right. Now, Jacob, you're wrong. They asked him because he had 3 weeks to write that letter. 3 weeks. Let that sink in. 3 weeks, right? Yeah. How many games? He played in 5 games. So he played in 4 games.
Before
you watch one of your schools play a player against your other schools 4 games, and you didn't say anything, and you disagreed with it. Let that sink in. Yeah. They didn't ask you, so they disrespect. If you're saying they didn't ask, you're saying they disrespected him, disregarded him, and dissed him, right? They did it all. If they didn't ask, if they ask, did you tell them no? And they played him anyway? And it took you 3 weeks to sign an affidavit? Or did you not say anything or approve it knowing that it was going to happen, And then did you get wind that it may get ruled against, and you wanted to be on the record that you were against it? Because, as I've said before, guys, he did not think about it. He thinks he's the leader. He thinks he's the most powerful guy in college football. In sports, if he's the most powerful guy in football, you're the most powerful guy in sports in college. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
And he supposedly has the best basketball league, best softball league. Women's is potentially the best league. Baseball is the best league. So and if they do away with the NCAA, how can he come out and say, I want to lead the NCAA? How can he come out and say that if he didn't stop it when it was his own team, his own school? He let it ride as long as he could. Then he stepped out and said something, and now he looks like the good guy.
P. Phil said it. If Sankey's positioned himself for a larger role in college football, he had to take a stand.
Yeah.
So maybe he did.
He didn't have to take a stand. He had to take that stand.
Yeah. Because if he had been okay, come out as okay with it, they would say, oh, it's because he wants the SEC to have an unfair advantage, and you can't move up that way.
Or you don't care about college sports.
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't, if that's okay. My thoughts on it, I don't know that I ever gave my thoughts completely on it. My thoughts are simply this. I didn't want Bediako to play, but I also didn't want the other 100 guys to play. Okay? That's my preference. But you've already set the precedent that you're letting professional athletes play. So why are you so adamant against this one guy? And the only thing that makes sense is he came to college and left. He came to college and left, and so he forfeited his eligibility. But I can forego my college career and spend how long? How long? And what if the NBA doesn't require a two-way contract? What if a guy gets to the NBA and they don't have to sign a contract? Can that guy come back after, he might not be good enough in the pros at 32, but he may be able to come back and get him 4 or 5 more years, in college, if he never played college. And as far as the European League, I don't guess it matters how long you play, since that's not a professional league. That's my problem with it, is that they
pick and choose
him to make a stance.
And nothing. Did you see Bucky McMillan talking about the tournament committee will consider Charles Bediako? Did you see that? He said, you hope it's got to be. How do they make it right for us? Bucky McMillan. Bucky McMillan, who is Texas A&M's head coach, was asked about it, seeing how we just beat them. And he said, ask if the tournament committee would take that into effect. Well, he's ineligible now. He goes, you hope it's got to be. How do they make it right for us? I don't know how that's made right for us. The whole time, Texas A&M is playing a guy who was ruled ineligible by the NCAA and is only playing because he has a TRO. Agent.
Number 12, the older
guy. The guy that was at USC.
Yeah.
And that's what bothers me is you going doing it that way. Now you've got coaches coming out with an opinion while the entire time they got somebody that's in their once again seventh year, uh, who's 2 years older than Charles Bediako, still playing. And the only reason he's eligible is because he has a TRO.
Look at
Yeah. No, I mean, I just think with Bediako just being the scapegoat for this, it leaves an unfair precedent. Like I said, there's so many other guys that have been either G League or wanna be or have even played overseas for multiple years, and they've come back and now they're eligible, but Bediako isn't. And like like this comment here, it says now you're gonna have college is just going to be the G League slash NBA reject program. I mean that's what it's gonna end up being because you're gonna have guys that are gonna go straight to the G League, see if they can make it to the NBA, and as soon as they realize they can't, you're just the average freshman in college ball now is going to be 20, 21, maybe even 22. And so I feel like it's just going to be the brand new like G League.
That is so bad. We just hearing that, and the thing is, you're not wrong. You're going to see more of these 4 and 5 star guys take their chances with the G League before they do college because they know they can always come back and play.
Yeah, I was gonna say because there's no such thing. There's no repercussion behind it. But if you do it the opposite way, you're ineligible. So
it. I mean, it's a sad situation, and they are bungling this as bad as they bungled paying players. The O'Bannon case, they could have solved that really quick, and they just let it keep dragging on till it ends up costing more than anything. And
Cost
like
us over a decade of college sports games, and so far we only got one back, which is revenue for them.
yeah, you talking about from your fan standpoint.
No, but
I'm talking about from the player.
no, that creates revenue for the schools.
Yeah, but you know, it's man. Well, there's so many angles I want to go on. Let me hit the Jacob Powell thing. He's so right, guys. You're gonna have guys, high schoolers who think they're good enough to bypass college. So the G League is gonna get younger, and then you're gonna have G Leaguers coming back to college, and then, so college is gonna get older. You're gonna have European guys coming back because the G League guys and the high school guys all think that they're better than what they are. That and so you're gonna have guys they can't go straight to the NBA, right? They have to play 1 year of college or be out of high school 1 year, right? That's still the rule.
Right. Yeah.
Is G League considered by the NBA 1 year out of high school? Can you go
Yeah.
straight to the G League? Right?
Yep.
Okay. So you're gonna start having high schoolers doing that again. Because now college is still an option. Like if it don't work out, but if I think that I'm good enough to go and get on a team, then I may forego 1 year of money to go ahead and get a head start on the guys that's in college.
Yeah.
But the other part is all of the old guys gonna start coming back and playing college.
yeah.
So P. Fields asked, could Bediako sue NCAA for antitrust because they're selectively approving cases? I think that's part of what his lawsuit is saying is that you, because that's the only, to me that's the only thing he could be suing really, in some sense, is saying, hey, based on your rules and based on the judgments that you use for others, I should be able to still play college ball because I'm inside of my 5 year window and I still have 2 years of eligibility left, but only have a half a semester to get that in.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but I guess technically he could play half of this year and half of next season. I don't know how that works, but you see my point. Go ahead, Sam.
No, I was like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Bediako wins his lawsuit. What if he's like, I don't want a monetary settlement. I want to play. Would would they then give him a half a year because he was only eligible for half a year in his 5 year window, but does his 5 year window get extended by a full year or no? See, and there's so many different angles, like you said, that you could take with this, but I feel like it'll all lead us back to the same conclusion. The NCAA has no idea what they're doing, and they're picking and choosing, and there's the lack of consistency is what's going to be the downfall of the NCAA as a whole. Because there's no way that they're going to continue to be a organization that holds this much power if this continues.
Well,
Yeah.
you
I don't
know,
think so.
Jacob makes a great point. If he wins his case, then why come he couldn't just apply for another year, right?
Why couldn't he?
Either.
He left after what, his sophomore year,
Mhm.
and why don't he just apply for another 2 years?
It's Yeah, it's crazy. What else we got, man? It's just I don't know. I just look at it
So
and all I can do is shake my head and say the NCAA decision. I would love to see. I would love to see them in a room making a decision. Like I would love to see the eligibility committee. You know how we wanted to see the selection committee for they should have to publish their names. I mean,
They should.
yeah,
because I don't know if I've ever seen. Could you imagine? Could you imagine like Amazon and we all buy the same thing from Amazon, and then you go to return yours, and they go, yeah. I go to return mine, and they go, no, we're not taking that product back today. It's just, I mean, that's literally what the no policy. They have zero policy. The
But
culture
what's
has working there has to be miserable. Like
but but what is making see? I feel like they do have a policy. They just don't follow it. They
that
just pick
means they
and
don't have one.
right. Yeah, yeah. You're they and I think that is the craziest thing is that you see they have the rule is supposedly 5 years to play for. Well, we got guys playing 9 years, so that's not applicable.
Xavier, what's that?
this is the Rayshon Agee thing. I just wanted to pull up because of Bucky McMillan's words, and it says 2 days after the Texas State court enjoined the 5 year eligibility window in Lewis Moore's case, another Texas State court did the same today. Was Texas A&M's Rayshon Agee. He played 3 seasons of D1 and one of JUCO.
And now they're trying to
The
say
hypocrisy.
JUCO is not college.
That's what they say. Apparently, it don't make sense to me, man. It just don't make sense. I don't get it. But no, moving on, because we could talk about that for another 45 minutes. Um, we were going to talk about Adrian Clem and actually go in depth on what we think he can bring to this Alabama football offensive line room, because I think this year we felt like it was some of the guys that we had in the room. Some of them were overhyped. Caden Proctor. We felt like some guys just didn't have the toughness in them, and then we felt like some guys, or Coach Cat wasn't coaching the O line in a way we felt like they should be coached with the intensity and tenacity, that meanness that we're used to seeing from Alabama offensive lines. So, or was it play calling with Grubb? Because the run game was better in 2024 than it was in 2025, or could it be some combination of all three? And what does Adrian Clem bring that could change that?
From what I've seen from Coach Clem and what other coaches have said about him, is that he brings a lot of intensity. And I feel like, especially with Coach Shepard leaving, because it felt like he might have been the culture guy, the culture builder, coach for Coach DeBoer, and so having somebody to replace him in that is crucial. But also, I mean, if you compare his offensive line coaching resume to Coach Cap's offensive line resume, I don't know why we were surprised that Coach Cap was bad. I'm not trying to be funny. If you go like I looked at it and I was like, this guy, his team, his offensive line has given up 20, 25 sacks a season
Every year.
on the regular. Why did we? Shame on us as Alabama fans for expecting something different. Because it was, because, but if you look at Coach Clem, he's had several seasons giving up less than 10 sacks. And so,
Yeah.
just based off of that, if you get Coach Clem's average versus Coach Cap's average, you're going to see a much improved offensive line going forward.
Yeah, yeah, and I
Xavier
think we're
said he's
gonna.
got a cool leg tattoo as well.
Yeah, yeah, no, but I think when you look at him, see, I mean, you point out because our problem was our run game, right? That's what we've complained about.
Mm-hmm.
But the what's going on,
My
man?
bad. My bad. That's
The
my fault.
the but the biggest thing I think you have to look at is what are we going to lead with? What are we going to do? What are we going to be? We're going to still be a pass first team, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I know you see me. You were only hitting the um, the passing numbers that he had, but just think if we're able to keep more drives alive because we're not getting sacked or we're starting off in better position a lot and having less negative plays because I promise you if we're giving up sacks they're probably giving up a lot of TFLs as well, and that's what last year's team did. We had a lot of plays where it was a pass play and we were negative or Ty didn't get the ball off because the number of sacks. So that hurt a lot of drives. And we had a lot of TFLs, or it felt like we did. I don't know the actual stat. And to me, that becomes the problem, Simeon, Xavier, because if you're able to keep drives alive, think about how often in the first half we have long drives. Okay. And that's where we would usually have a couple of decent runs. Then
Mm-hmm.
in the second half, we wouldn't have any drives because they figured out what we were doing in the first half. Now we're getting sacked. Now we can't run the ball. and you don't get as many plays. So you don't have as many opportunities to even run the ball. So I do think that's important. But what does he bring in terms of the run game? Because I think our O line this last year. List out. Let me ask you this way. List out the guys you say if you could bring back some guys. If you were fixing this line, if you were fixing the offensive line, name the guys you would bring back to play for Alabama. That's played at Alabama,
All
and then
time.
we need to see if we have any of those guys in on the roster now.
T
Landon
Book,
Dickerson.
Landon Dickerson, Latham.
Hold on, Sammy. That's your
Okay.
top three?
Uh,
Or you just
I would
named
say
it?
Wait.
Hold on,
I, I'm,
hold
oh
on.
no, I'm just naming.
Well,
If I'm,
you need
you
to
want
name
my
your
top
top.
three,
Name your top guys. We're gonna
Chance
build.
Womack, DJ Fluker, and Landon Dickerson. Because I can make that the right side of my O line.
I would say Landon Dickerson, Fluker, and Latham. I mean, any Booker, Tyler Booker.
And then if I had to add two more guys to that in
I'm
the
gonna
Saban
add.
era, I'm adding Booker to my list, and I'm probably going to go left tackle. Oh,
I didn't say
Tayshawn
Saban.
Robinson.
I didn't say Saban era.
But I'm thinking current recent names. So my left to right would be Cam Robinson, Tyler Booker, Landon Dickerson in the middle, big Chance Warmack and DJ Fluker.
And what about you, Sammy? That's yeah. I mean, you should be able to run the ball. I don't know if you can pass block.
My,
May not have to.
I would still have. I would Landon Dickerson, Fluker. Gosh, I don't know. I would still have a athletic, uber athletic guy. So I don't know.
That's why I went with
I,
Cam and T Book on my left.
yeah, yeah. I'll just co-sign what yours is.
Right. Yeah, that would be a fun exercise. I know I just dropped that on you. Chris Samuels would probably be the first tackle, but that was not the Saban era, so we could move him. But a guy you guys not remembering because he was Shula recruited him, and I don't
Evan
think he
Mathis or
realized.
Justin Smiley.
No, Andre Smith. Everybody forgets about that big
No,
nasty dude out of Birmingham.
he was an animal.
I
He
mean,
was an
but
animal.
here's the thing. Look at the guys we chose. I don't care which one. Like, just look at the guys we chose. If you're going back, of course you throw John Hannah in there.
Oh yeah, if you go all time, it's Chris Samuels, it's John Hanna, it's it's guys like that, that
Y'all know who name not
oh
missed.
Dwight Stevenson, guys like that.
There's some. Nobody said Barrett Jones, and I'm not trying to be funny. Barrett Jones wouldn't make mine, but he's the most decorated lineman, but he wouldn't be in my list.
He's the most versatile. He'd be a great
He'd
swing
be the
lineman.
guy that he give you depth in every position.
Yeah,
because he can play them all. But I don't think I think he would even fit this era more than he did
he was in.
the era he was in, right? Because he was intelligent. He was a lot of the things. But back to my point. If I say John Hannah, Andre Smith, Chris Samuels, pulling the old guys, then getting to the new guys, Cam, right? Cam Robinson, Quanjo. Don't forget Quanjo. I mean, we forget.
Yeah,
You forget about him. But
Leatherwood was too.
huh?
I mean, Evan Neal in
Leatherwood.
college, Alex Leatherwood in college, Dredrick Wills.
Mm,
Evan Neal was good in college.
Evan Neal in college is what everybody was expecting Caden Proctor to be. And I would have taken that.
yeah, he was good, but he wasn't. He wasn't as good as. Yeah, he was good, but he wasn't. He wouldn't be on my first rotation. I guess
No,
I was just looking at
if I
like
had
I don't
swing
know that he's
guys,
nasty. I don't know if he's nasty.
Deontay Brown, big number
if
65
yeah,
from
if
yeah
you
with the
had
big
swing
old
guys,
chin,
you, if,
385 pounds.
if I had three backups, it would be Latham. It would be Latham. It would be Barrett Jones because of his versatility, and Deontay Brown ain't a bad choice.
I mean, that's it. But I want you to Brown, Smith,
Oh,
Booker.
Ryan Kelly. Good night. How we forget about him?
I think he became better in the pros than he was in college because everybody was shocked when he went in the first round. He was the first draft. He was the first pick of that first rounder that draft. I think he
He
was
was
good.
the only first rounder of that draft.
Yeah. So, but what I guess what I'm saying is, look at all those guys. What do they all have in common?
They
Tough.
mean.
They all had like an attitude, like they were nasty. But look at the body build. Smith wasn't this ripped guy. He was kind of heavy set and kind of fluffy.
That 40
But,
run.
right? Just kind of fluffy. Then you had Booker, who was kind of put together but big. Then you had like Fluker, who was a freak but still. I mean, you just have
Fluker was Caden Proctor's size but muscle.
yeah. But they all had it.
They were mean.
And we don't. Do we have? I know we didn't have a lot of that last year. Like I went when I watched when they said that Landon Dickerson was coming and people talking about, man, he just may be overrated. I said no, he's a guy who's had injuries, but when you watch him play, he was nasty. Guys, yeah, you have to see. Xavier, you heard. I used to say Landon gets one penalty a game. It's okay.
Yeah.
Landon, just if you get a penalty, just make it valuable. Just I know it's coming. Just don't waste it. Right? Don't do it. Do it when we already got a bad play and it's third down and we're gonna be punting anyway. But intimidate somebody in this game. That's what I used to say. That's what I used to think. When I would watch him, I'm like, and like we said on the show, which one of y'all wasn't in there when we were talking about the bumper? Any man that got a wooden bumper.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it wasn't me.
So Landon Dickerson's truck had a wooden cross tie, railroad cross tie for his bumper on purpose. Like I think he took the regular bumper off and just said, "This is my bumper." What do you think when you see that guy pull up?
Crazy.
Don't mess with him.
You in trouble.
You're in trouble. Well, guess what you thought when you went to play him on? The dude played the last. Do y'all remember the last game he played with a torn ligament?
When he came out on the. That's crazy. Joker bent his knee when you're supposed to be keeping your knee straight.
But look what he did in the pros. He did it with this when they went to the Super Bowl. He was hurt. He still played. Do we have any? So I guess my question is, because several guys take no prisoner attitude, beast mode, whatever you want to call it. Guys, do we have any guys that have that?
Michael
You
Carroll.
know
I think he. I think he.
who?
I think you saw it at times.
Who?
Michael Carroll.
Man, I guess
I
Crickets.
said. I said if
beast,
anybody is Michael Carroll.
the beast mode standard has been lowered. See, Xavier, I watched that boy play for a whole year. Not one time did I think, ooh, man, he's nasty. I thought he was good. I thought he was athletic. I, I, Simeon,
He.
I didn't say he was
I
the
don't know.
best, y'all.
I'm gonna have to push back on you on that one because, like you said, Michael Carroll was good. He wasn't. I mean, if you talking about someone that got some dog in him, I don't know about that. I mean, he was a freshman. He was quick and athletic. He hustled a little bit,
so
but he
so
wasn't gonna get a penalty because he was blocking too hard.
the year before it was Jaden Roberts,
Mm-hmm.
and we didn't have it
And
this
Booker. It was
and
Booker
Booker
and
Roberts. We didn't have that this year. So
2023. You had JC and Booker.
yeah,
JC was slipping sometimes too, though.
yeah, he wasn't always.
JC,
He wasn't
he
always, but you could see him turn it on.
the last play of his collegiate career against Michigan, it
Hey,
He threw a lookout. He threw a lookout. He
Jalen,
thought he thought it was going the other way.
they,
hey.
nobody blocked that play. Jaden
I,
Roberts didn't block, and
nobody,
neither did.
nobody. Everybody said,
Look out!
"Hey, look." P. Field said, "I want to see more pancakes. I want to see more pancakes. I want to see more drive blocks. I want to see Alabama as an offensive line pick the running back up and just move him down the field, just like you see everybody else do." It's like so many times when the play's over, our running back is 4 yards downfield and our offensive line is 3 yards in the backfield. No lineman around the running back.
There's no
Right?
finish. There's no
So
finish.
so
But
so
is
guys,
that
where we
what?
gonna get this from? Let me finish this. We got to finish this thought. Then I let y'all go. I guess I don't know where we're going, how long we're gonna go. But here's the point. Which one of the guys? Which one of the guys are we gonna get that from? Yes, heavy hitter. I want to run it downfield with the running backs instead of looking.
Look,
Which guy we gonna get it
I
from?
can't remember what game it was. They showed a video of Caden Proctor on a screen, and he said Caden was just out there getting that cardio on. Didn't to it is bad. It is it's
Was
bad.
it
I got
was it the Wisconsin
Now,
game?
no,
I
it
would,
wasn't. It was I can't remember who it was, but the running back cut back across the field, and he was out there.
And he looked good. He looked good running.
Did
all right.
touch
So
nobody.
But
Who do you get it out of this year?
yes,
man,
Georgia. It was the Georgia game. See,
preferably preferably an older guy, maybe an Ethan Fields. It doesn't have to be an older guy necessarily, but an Ethan Fields or maybe a Will Sanders.
will is it possible that JJ could be that guy for Mississippi State? Because Mississippi State before this but they used to be. That's why I used to would say it's going to be Mississippi State because they used to have big, nasty. They weren't the most athletic guys, but they used to be nasty. But they
big
kind of
old
went
country
away.
boys.
They went away. Their last couple coaches have been more pass oriented than run. So
If
maybe
I
not. Can
if
the
I had
Big
to pick
Texas
a
guy
guy,
be DJ Fluker?
that's what I was going to say. If I had to pick a guy, if it's a guy that wasn't on the roster last year, I'm going to say the big boy from Texas, Brooks, because I saw some clips of him in his limited playing time, and I saw him maul. I saw him drive. So maybe him, but
What about
where
the
does he get?
what
Where
about
does he
the
get on the
Cal
field?
What about the
Huh?
Cal Poly center? I mean, is that his? I haven't watched. I only
I haven't
saw.
watched enough of him.
I just saw a couple film clips when we were getting him. I hadn't went back and looked.
No, I
To
haven't
see.
watched anything
But
on
that's my
him.
concern. And I
If I
guess
had to pick guys that were here, I'm you look at William Sanders and you look at Michael Carroll to take that next step. That's who you look at to take the next steps. So maybe it's them, but but is that but is Adrian Clem a type of guy that can pull that dog, that toughness that hit you in the mouth and finish into these guys? Is he that type of coach? That's the big question to me.
He did it. He did it with Oregon the year before he went to the NFL. I mean, they almost had 3,000 yards rushing, and so I mean,
What year was that?
I haven't watched
But
too
what?
much. I haven't watched too much film of that, but there, you don't get almost 3,000 yards rushing and be soft. Granted, it was
But
in the Big Pac-12,
that
let,
but
and
let,
that's
let
what I
me
was going to say.
do we have any of those guys on either side of the ball?
Pierre, Pierre has it.
I think
I think our
London
DBs
Simmons
are the
has it.
toughest guys on. I think our
I think our
DBs are the
DBs have it.
Our DBs are the meanest group on the team.
meanest. Bray
And that,
Hubbard is the meanest.
and that's the problem.
And
You just nailed it right there.
Yep.
The toughest guy on the team last year was Jeremy Bernard.
yeah, the
And
the
that's
the,
the problem. That's
the
that's
meat. God, that's so bad. That's
that's
Yeah.
so
the
bad.
problem. Like you have to have some people that just ugly. I mean, you know, I know they had to gain convicts and criminals when they had Miami and Notre
Notre
Dame, but
Dame.
we're not advocating for any convicts or anything. But
Hey,
you know, if
there,
they had
there
a
was
little
an
brush, if they had a little brush and they worked through it,
there, there was an era of Alabama football,
now they serving Jesus. It's okay if they had a little brush in their past.
right?
Y'all know what I'm talking
And
about.
we we had an era of Alabama football up under Nick Saban from I want to say about 2011 through 2016, 2017, where you saw a whole bunch of dudes. They used to go post up at the gas station in front of they Chargers,
Reuben Foster.
Reuben Foster,
Watch out now.
Ronnie Harrison, Deontay Thompson,
Okay,
Rashawn Evans. That
hey,
I mean, we
Yeah.
we had them boy Eddie Jackson. It, we done got to let
this
the white ski.
I think that's what we're missing. Like you have to have
Ed
some
Stinson,
you
John
have to have
Allen.
you have to have some people with an edge. Now, do what now, Simi?
I said Deron Payne.
Ashawn Robinson. I had a
Ashawn Robinson was bald at 18.
Yeah, and looked it.
Ashawn had looked 45 for 15 years.
He hadn't aged.
but,
He hadn't
but
aged one bit.
They say black don't crack.
so
He has not aged.
Jacob Powell said we need to bring the longest yard to life. Y'all know if y'all know what the youngest yard is,
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah.
So
but then you had that in the running back room. You had it.
You
T.
had it everywhere.
I
I
mean,
think
you look at the wide
you
receivers,
need a dog.
DeAndre White and cats like that.
I,
Marquise Mays.
I think you need to get. I think you need to have dogs at every level, and we struggling to find. But you all your
I
dogs
want
can't,
that.
all your dogs can't wear skinny jeans. All your dogs
Paint
can't
their
wear.
fingernails.
No, I'm not even worried about fingernails. They can't wear skinny jeans. They can't wear. They can't just be wearing skinny jeans. They need to
We need to get rid of the
their
TikTokers.
most comfortable outfit needs to be. You need some guys with attitudes. Their most comfortable outfit is a pair of jogging pants and slip-ons because they have a
And
hard
old
time
dogs,
lacing.
tank
They have a
tops.
hard time lacing up their shoes. You need some of them dudes to be dogs, Simeon.
You, you need some dudes that don't really know how to tie their shoes. Is that what you just said?
No, I said them that have a hard time getting down to tie their
Oh,
shoe. You know what I'm talking about.
Hey,
They need
we need
they need
some
extra slip on.
we need some third Saturday in October Newport smokers. You've never seen that picture of Reuben Foster? Reuben, everybody got their celebration cigars, and Reuben Foster got a Newport.
Hey, see, that's why I miss special teams. I know we're all over the place. I got to get ready to go. But let this. That's why that's why I miss special teams, man. Because you could see the next dude. You could see him coming. Like we knew we couldn't wait for the next linebacker to come because we would see them killing people on special teams. You don't. That's why we're sitting here right now, and I know we've been having fun, guys, but I'm serious about that. We don't have like if we were to list out, we have guys that's as talented, like what's his name, Strayhorn.
Yeah.
Caden Strayhorn.
He looks like he could be Tyler Booker, or he looks like he could be one of those guys. Because I think you need to be able to have. I think your jersey needs to struggle to get over the front sometimes. Where you know
It's
if you
almost
roll your jersey up, it just roll up and stop about right there. It don't stay down here. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
I
Oh yeah.
agree. I agree.
Let's see what Jacob said. We need to get all our guys the high pads that come up to their helmet to at least make them look mean.
Hmm.
Oh, that's man. I don't know. I jumped on that topic. I know, but that's what we're missing. And I'm hoping that Coach Clem, because that's what we said we were going to talk about. Can Coach Clem get that out of him? I hope so. I hope so. I hope his attitude. I hope he can bring some of that Scott Cochran juice back. Whatever Cochran had, yeah, whatever. We need that back. So,
Without a doubt. Got to
right.
get it back somewhere.
Why are you laughing, Siri?
The thing is that like what you said might be funny and stuff, but people that have watched Alabama football know exactly who the people you just described. Same with you, Xavier. Like we know those same people that when they got off the bus. Now there are times in my football career that I've seen people get off the bus and they might not be as good football talent as you, but you know that it's gonna be a long day because because they might not care about
Life.
CTE or their well being. I feel like there's not many of those guys on the Alabama team where it's just gonna come down and just
Like here's the thing. I was a good guy, and I smiled and and all of that stuff. But that all changed when I crossed the white line. I was gonna try to hurt you. I didn't want you to miss the season, but I didn't want you to finish the game. I wanted I wanted you to quit. When I played against you and you were the guy that I was assigned to, my goal was that you would want to tap out. Like I'm man, I don't want I don't want this guy hitting me again. I don't want to tackle him. I don't want him blocking me. I don't want him putting his hands on me. Coach, I'm done.
ooh,
And so I'm not saying you can't have a high character team and a good culture, but you have to have some guys that either that's just who they are. They walking that edge. They walking that edge, and
football
you
is the
have to
only
you
thing
have to
keeping him from.
you have to have guys, and I'm not being arrogant about myself, but like I said, that know how to flip the switch when they get on the field and flip it with a nastiness, like make people don't want to play them. Or you have to have guys that need a curfew, and maybe even a cop that sits outside their door when you travel.
Hmm.
So, I mean,
This is a picture I'm talking about. It's kind of hard to see it, but if you look at Ruben, everybody else got cigars.
Does he have money in his mouth? Oh Lord.
Yep. Yeah, this is what we need back right here.
that's it right there. That's the game.
Ruben Foster,
That's
Ronnie Harrison, the three guys I named.
that's it. So anyway, guys, I had to get ready to get out of here.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's been fun talking. Real quick. One last topic.
We'll be quick.
Does anybody? Is this the first year since 2008 nobody from Alabama goes in the first round? And we'll dig deeper in this on the next time. There's really only two names that are getting hinted at this point, and it's Caden Proctor and it's Ty Simpson. Some mock drafts have both of them. Some mock drafts only have Caden. Some mock drafts don't have either one.
I think just because quarterbacks are such a hard thing to hit on, in Alabama's recent success in the league, of course, Tua kind of fell off, had a great year and fell off this year. But then you have Jalen, you have
Mac played really good in his limited.
Mac's gonna be just like what's his name that won the Super Bowl. He's gonna be the same way. He's on what, his second or third team? Third team. But when he came in, I mean, they were great. I think they'd probably be better with Mac if he had the whole year. But that's a sidebar. I think Ty goes for sure. I don't know, but I think Ty goes.
Just because of being a quarterback.
Yeah. And if the rumors are true, and they'll be able to verify it, if Ty was hurt in that South Carolina game and what he did before that, man, that was first round play.
That was Heisman Trophy play.
Right. So
what about Caden? Because here's the crazy part. Guess who I saw him mock to in one recently?
I think he's going in the first round. I mean,
but guess where he was mocked to and what position?
At guard, probably. Or
to
right tackle,
no, it was at guard to
Seattle.
The Chiefs,
Philly.
Philly.
I mean, I would see him beating out Steen.
Yeah,
I think if you were to put him in an offense where you ask him to go straight ahead and not back up, and when he backs up, he only has to back up a little bit, and he has a guard to his, a tackle to his left and a center to his right, I think he'll be dominant. I think he'll be better in the pros than he was, you know. So
yeah,
And the question about Ty's been everywhere from 3 to 4 to 5. I think Chambliss hurts Ty.
yeah.
Uh,
I've seen him as high as 2. I've seen him as low. I haven't seen him lower than 4 anywhere.
yeah. So I think he's going in the first round. But I also think, like I said, what's your thoughts, Tim? I think Proctor goes as well.
Yeah, I I think Ty will end up in the first round, like you said, strictly because it's a quarterback driven league. But I would like to see him go to a team that he doesn't have to play right away. I've seen him, to the Rams late in the first round. I feel like the Rams that would be a good spot, just so he doesn't have to play immediately. But Xavier said in the pre-show he was mocked to the Jets.
At 16.
Yeah.
And
Um,
he, no good.
I think the Rams would be an awesome place for him to land, and I think what's his name would actually make would
Mentor.
coming with him coming back. Of course, they draft the Georgia quarterback? No, it's that's since Stetson Bennett's still there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know who the other backup is. There'll be
He's
probably
in his last year of his rookie contract.
I think there'll be 4 or 5 quarterbacks probably taken in the first round. That's what
Really?
this is a weak
I
draft
see
class.
3 tops.
but what does everybody have? It's not how good they are.
No, but still, I
It's what
think
people have.
the Raiders need a quarterback. The Jets need a quarterback.
The Browns might draft another
Browns might draft another quarterback, but are they
Are they
gonna
going
draft a quarterback in the first round? You know, and that might be and this is no offense, just but because you know what the media is gonna do, that might be a worse situation than going to the Jets right now. Because of the media, and you got a first year head coach.
I thought the Steelers were
The
on
Steelers might, but Aaron
side.
Rodgers.
The Steelers are going to take a quarterback. I mean, why would they take a guy in the first round? I mean, do you want to? I guess
they
they.
need a quarterback. So.
Who's
They
their new head coach?
Who's going to be the Steelers head coach?
Yeah, have they hired him yet?
Mike
yeah
McCarthy.
Mike
Yeah.
McCarthy.
So he's coached. I was just looking at who he's coached. Dak and Rome. No.
Dak and
Dak
Rodgers.
and Aaron Rodgers. So that's Trinidad may be his guy.
Yeah.
I think Trinidad's going to get his.
Extra year.
Yeah.
I thought they already ruled it. Yes.
Yeah, but he's filing
He appealed.
appeal. They just announced it earlier, I think, today. But yeah, no, I think this is the year it could. If there was a year for the streak to end, it's this year.
I think we'll be fine.
I think we get one for sure. But if there was a year for it to end, it's this year. Next year, I think Xavier Brown. You look at Xavier Brown. You look at Bray Hubbard. You look at Ryan Williams. Him having a bounce back year. If Austin Mack wins the job and he has a crazy 1 year one and done, especially because of his physical frame and tools, you could have 4 or 5 guys, Jan Pierre. You have 4 or 5 guys that are going to be in talks for sure first round, even maybe a Keon Sabb, depending on what he does this year, or guys that you're going to hear in first round talks
I'm
as a whole.
surprised. Uh, I know we need to wrap up, but I'm surprised Bernard isn't looked at more in the first round. I know he's
Well, it's
probably
because
high
this class
second.
is so deep.
Yeah, I
He
know he's
get
probably high second though.
he's been getting mocked early second. I saw 1 or 2 throw him in at the back end of the like but they had a run on wide receivers in at the beginning. It was Tyson, it was Lemon, it was Tate, and I can't remember the other guy. He was the 5th wide receiver taken in the first round.
But he's gonna play for
10 years.
15 years in the
Yeah.
in the pros.
Yeah, but hey, we got back in the saddle. And
Yep. Hey, real
interesting
quick,
show. What's up?
is Huff going to be hired at Alabama?
We need a tight end. We still need a tight end, coach. Which is weird that we don't. Maybe.
Do you have the inside scoop?
No, I just trying to make myself sound real smart in case it happens.
Hey, this is the Houston Huddle. I'm Xavier Houston. That's Simeon Houston. That's Martin Houston. We are 3 voices from every angle beyond the headlines. It has been a pleasure talking with y'all for the last hour and a half. We will be getting this back into the regular rotation weekly, as long as nothing crazy happens that pulls us all away. But it's been a pleasure. Peace out. Y'all got any parting
Yeah. Hey,
words for
make
the?
sure you join us tomorrow morning for the Martin Houston Show with Martin, Xavier, and Simeon. We kick off at 6 a.m. every Monday through Friday on these same bat channels. So make sure you join us. Roll Tide, everybody.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.